So the first thing we want to do is wet that white rim of the hat. So we're just wetting that. I'm using my round 8 golden wand brush. So it's a stiffer brush. I could easily use like some softer brush actually, just to cover this faster. So we're gonna first grab something that looks more like a blue violet with tiny amount of yellow, and you fill it out. Even if you have too much paint, then you can spread it, you can push the paint, you can control it. I'm just gonna add these kind of like a mid darks, I guess, mid-tones in a way. I'm gonna clean my brush, wipe it on a towel, and then with that damp brush, I wiped it again on a towel. You can just kind of manipulate it. You can move it a little bit, push it, and then go through the same area one more time, cobalt blue for example, to tone it down, that red, and still make it more grayish. Now once you feel like you have enough, that's when you can go through these areas and kind of soften them. So now I'm going to wet this pom-pom, and then when you take a look at the pom-pom and the reference, you will notice that this side right here is much lighter. And I'm gonna start like right here in the middle. There you go. I have, what I grab is like a, I want to say heavy cream, but it's on the tip of my brush, like very small amount. This is more yellowish. This is water-like ratio because I'm gonna be painting these string lights wet on dry. So you want to preserve light like in between the cap. This does not need to be perfect, and I don't have a reference other than looking outside my window. It's well diluted with water. I'm gonna touch this part so the paint will bleed there a little bit, which is what I want anyway. And then we need to quickly decide like how much light we're gonna preserve on the inside. First of all, you want to have a flow, so you don't want this to dry too fast, so just add more water. Just feel it out so it's not too much water. And then you're gonna cover it in a way from the edge, from the sides. So we're going to shape it right away. But on the inside, we need some light. And usually I was doing something like this. It was the one light like this, or the highlight inside. And then I would circle out the little ones, something like that. Of cobalt blue and this phthalo blue. But I'm going to start from the bottom, and I want this paint to spread. I want more of the cobalt blue. I want this paint to kind of float to the top, but the thing is that I grabbed cream top. First of all, I want to have control of this, so I don't want the paint to just completely float to the top of this bulb. So that's why cream top. But if you want to have less control and you want more flow, then just go for that heavy cream-like ratio. Now those are just like, this is how I describe the ratios between water and paint. Just gonna drop some indigo too. So just to make it the bottom a little darker, and then we can maybe add it over here too. That'll look pretty. So we're going to wet the entire red part of the hat. So all that red fabric of the hat is going to be wetted now. Mostly imidazolone yellow, which is the yellow, with tiny bit of pearl red. So which helps to make it more like an orange, but not really. It's still yellow, nice yellow. Now, where do you place it? You never want to just cover the whole thing with that yellow. You always want to find the area. I still have some of this yellow in there. And I'm going to go for also like the light to mid tones. And for the most part now, I'm going to stay away from the biggest highlights, which is right here. So I'm just going to go next to it. And then this is all going to be shadowed anyway. And I'm going to just grab this pearl red. This is heavy cream like ratio between water and paint. I haven't started adding the quinacridone red yet. And this side is going to be shadowed. So eventually I'm going to start adding on this side, right where I'm adding now the paint. I'm going to start adding blue as well to my red here. And then I have this highlight. If it feels too much, you can wipe your brush on a towel and then go through the middle section, so it's not so like strong, that highlight. Now I need to start adding the blues. So this is first quinacridone red, pearl red, and there's my cobalt blue. And the biggest shadow is right here. So I'm just gonna start slowly. However, I don't have that much time, so I just need to keep moving so I keep these areas wet longer. more of that shadow color. There you go. A little more. Especially here, this is a shadowed area too. So for the string, I'm going to use my Songbird Rigger size 2 brush. What colors? You can use really any colors you want. I'm just going to use like indigo and some of these leftovers. So this is like where I was creating the shade of gray, right? But I want this to be more like bluish. And then this needs to be more like a water-like ratio. And what I'm going to do is just basically paint this as fast as I can so I don't overthink it. But I also have to be careful because there you go. I just turned a little bit too much. I'm going to go like this first. And then I'm going to connect these two. Perfect. I feel like it would be nice to have a little bit of brown. So I just diluted some of the brown, Van Dyke brown with water. And I added it to my mostly indigo. There you go. I'm actually going pretty slow. I thought I was gonna go way faster. Thank you so much for your time, and please let me know if you have any questions.